Hey, and welcome to After Hours here at Linda's Electric Quilters.
Thanks for joining us tonight. We're super excited to have you with us.
We are. We've got a lot going on tonight and starting tomorrow.
Starting tomorrow, if you are in Texas, the All Texas Shop Hop starts tomorrow.
Whoop, whoop.
So definitely come by and see us, see all the different stores in Texas. This should be super fun. This is the first time they've done an All Texas Shop Hop.
Correct.
So the first year, first time. So this is going to be fun.
Yes, I'm super duper excited. And if you are in the area and you plan on coming over to Linda's Electric Quilters, we definitely hope you do, and you should. But when you do, come on in and head to the back of the store to grab your goodie bag.
Yep.
That's going to have your quilt block that comes with at all the stores that are participating.
So,
you can pick up your quilt block.
Exactly. All the stores that are participating, you get to pick up a quilt block there to eventually make something out of it. And then goodie bags and just kind of all kinds of things. And we have so many events that are going to be planned through the 2 months, so keep an eye out on our Facebook page for all those events that'll be posted. I think you posted one for April 8th already?
I did.
So just tell them a little bit about that, just so they can put it on the calendar.
So go ahead and start your calendar for April 8th between 12 and 2. Try to get here at least by 1.
Yeah.
The solar eclipse is going to be going right over Dallas this year, right over McKinney even, exactly where we're at.
Yeah.
So we are going to have a solar eclipse watch party here at Linda's Electric Quilters. We're going to have giveaways, raffles, ANOVA demos, and then we'll get to watch the eclipse all together, and glasses will be provided.
Exactly. So it's all there. You just show up, right?
That's all you got to do.
Lots of fun. So definitely join us for that event. Put it on your calendar as you're planning your route around Texas if you're coming to the Shop Hop. So as you see, we're kind of in a different location as our start right now.
We are, and I want to check one thing before we go any further, just to make sure.
Yeah, we are. Since we are in a different location and don't have anybody on sound check, we want to make sure everything's working good. We're gonna check our comments. If you don't have the magazine, definitely when you go to one of the stores that are participating, you're gonna want to get one of the magazines. It has your little passport in there, so that way you can get your stamp at all the locations you go to. And then once you fill out a region, because they're all different regions, because we know Texas is big, right? Then you mail it in to win prizes. So, okay. Huh? You lost me.
No, we're good. I was just double checking things.
All righty.
Yes, okay. So where are we?
We were talking about the brand new product that we're standing in front of.
Yes. So we have the new, or I guess not new, but new to us, the Glide mini spools. Look at the little babies.
He calls them the little babies.
They're
That's
so
what he says.
cute.
But we wanted to make sure that we had something for everyone that was coming through the Shop Hop. So these little mini spools can work for everything from sewing to quilting to embroidery, along with all the other collections of threads that we have. And then we also got Aurafill into just for you as well. So we got lots of different things here available for everyone.
Yes, for sure.
So, but now that we've done our whole little spiel about the Shop Hop, we want to show you some quilting.
Yeah, we do want to get to some quilting, but before we do, I don't know where you are located in the world or in the United States, but we do want to send out our thoughts and prayers to everyone that's being affected by the wildfires.
Yes, yeah, there's definitely a lot of that going on right now.
A lot of that going on, so we just want to send out thoughts and prayers because we have a few people that are watching from that location.
Exactly, yeah. We're definitely thinking about you. Keeping up with the news, so.
For sure.
Let us know if you need anything.
Alrighty. Okay, you want to head back to the machine?
Go.
All right, let's head back to the machine and let's have some fun. So, back here, you'll notice we have a few of the quilt blocks pieced together into a table runner. And Grandma pieced these up. Mom came up with the design, right?
Yeah, I came up with the design, and then she kind of helped me put it all together. So, yay to Grandma, Mom, to me.
It's just a full family team affair.
It is. So this is kind of gives you an idea of some of the quilt blocks that you'll get when you travel around. We just kind of got some from some of the stores and put it into a table runner.
We did. So I thought since we had the table runner up, I would just kind of jump in and we can do a little bit of quilting on it. We're going to start in the center, and this is going to be a fun, let's just go with it type of night.
Yes, it is.
It's been that kind of day. I know y'all have all had those kind of days before, but today is that let's just kind of go with it day.
Yeah, we were trying to get things all ready for the Shop Hop. So.
Yeah, so we're all over the place, but that's okay. All right, so what I'm going to start off by doing is I want to do some stitch in the ditch around that center block, and I'm going to do that with my ruler base on, and with the 4x8 ruler that I love so much. We're going to be using glide thread tonight. this lemon ice.
Lemon ice.
Yeah. So if you're coming through on Shop Hop, or if you're ordering online, you can grab yourself a little mini spool of it if you don't know if it's a color that you're going to need for a big project.
That's what's nice about the mini spools is that if you don't need a lot of that color, now you have a way to
Yeah,
get just a little bit of it.
Exactly.
Love it.
All right. I'm going to amp up my stitches per inch. We're going to, oh, not 20. We're just going to do,
really tight.
be a little
Get
tight.
some tight stitches there.
We're going to do 14 stitches per inch. But I'm just going to take my ruler, and I'm going to be going in the ditch around this block. Now, I do get questions from new quilters. What does it mean by going in the ditch? If you feel I know you can't feel it through the camera, but be with me here. If you feel through or over the top of your fabric, you'll feel that there's a little bit of a hump depending on how the seam is pressed. So if I feel it, I have that little bit of that hump, and on the inside of that hump is where I'll be doing that stitch in the ditch. And that's just going to help fall into it. So you don't want to be stitching on the outside of it because you won't see, or you will see it. You want it to stay right inside of there. But just kind of feel those seams, and you'll be able to tell quickly where it is. So we've got this up, and I'm just going to do some quick stitch in the ditch. I don't have any any channel locks on or anything like that. Just kind of going with it. Even though I know Grandma pieced this absolutely perfectly, so I could do it all with channel locks and it would work out perfect. All right, and then we'll turn and go. Big thing is doing your stitch in the ditch ahead of time. That's going to help keep your block as square as it possibly can, especially if you plan on doing any tight quilting around it. And then keep your ruler at least on the left, right, or in front of the foot as opposed to behind the foot. Because when it's behind the foot, you can't really see what's going on. But in front or on the side, you'll be able to see really well what's going on. And you get a better grip of your ruler too at that point. Tonight's episode is also a Q&A. So please drop in any questions in the comments. Y'all know I like to talk and quilt at the same time.
Talk and quilt. Little multitasker, Corey.
Well, that's...
I've gotten to the age where I can only do one thing at a time.
Well, I probably should only be doing one thing at a time, but I like the company.
I used to be a really good multitasker.
You're
Man.
still a really good multitasker. What are you
I am
talking
to
about?
an extent, but now it's like, slow down. Okay, let me think about it.
Well, I think you're a good multitasker with a list.
Yes, there we go.
If I throw a bunch of stuff at you at one time and try to multitask that, I know that doesn't work out for you. But it doesn't work out for me either. I just pretend like I know what's going on when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
All right, so we're going to pull up our thread real quick, and then we're going to use a stencil to map out around this section. Now, Mom, you made a point before we started that the design that we do, you only want it to be in the navy.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, so since we're going to do a design around this and only stay in the navy, let's do stitch in the ditch around the navy square as well, just to keep that nice and squared off.
Yeah, and I think we had a question asking them, showing how you were placing the ruler on the ditch again, so that'll be a good one to show again since you're doing it again.
Totally. So I'll start doing a couple of tie-offs, and then I'm just going to place up.
So you had a really good question. She's like, is there a reason we started in the center instead of the ends of the quilt? And I think it was because we just wanted to make sure we got to the center in this video. No, but
yeah, I guess. I don't know. I didn't really even think about that. It's because, I don't know, I just felt like we're starting in the center
It's
today.
just a table runner. It's not very big. It's not like your normal quilt. So, Sue, you are correct. If we had this big quilt on here, you probably would want to go from, from side to side like we normally teach you how to do it. We did stabilize the whole thing all the way around, though. So it is stabilized from top, side, bottom, everywhere. So that way we could stitch wherever we wanted to on it tonight.
A little bit of a turn here.
So Martha, I think you might be asking what do you set your stitch quilting length at, and or stitches, and we're doing it at 14 stitches an inch. If that's not it, if you'll put the question back in again.
What was
I
the
love
question?
having questions to look at.
I didn't even hear what you said.
And Joanne, yes, I should have said basting, not stabilize. My mind's it's tired tonight. Yes, we basted all the way across the top and the sides and the bottom, so that way we could stitch wherever we wanted to tonight while we were filming. And that works especially on a small project like this.
One thing to note when you are doing stitch in the ditch, or I mean kind of any type of overall quilting, especially if you're trying to meet points together, try to do a little bit of stitching over where you first started. That's going to help you lock off the stitch itself and completely tie down those tie-offs really nice. If you do just a 1/4 of an inch stitching over the line that you first started with, if you have the chance where the points meet up. Okay.
Perfect. What's next?
So we're going to grab our basic 8, and I'm working with the Designs with Lines mini kit tonight. So you're getting 2 stencils and a book in that kit, and it's a really great way to get started.
Yeah.
If you're trying to play with this or kind of take a dab into freehand, or if you're just getting started.
Yeah. And if it's something you're interested in, it'll be in the feed.
Awesome.
And the link anyway will be in the feed.
So what I'm going to do is I am going to line up the 4 corners points of my X on my basic 8 to the 4 corners of my navy block as best as I can. And then I do have my ruler base on, which is going to help give me a little bit more stability when I want to press. So I'm moving the machine around with that when I use my Pounce powder. I'm using the white Pounce powder tonight. And I'm just going to go over the whole entire block.
And notice how he's not pouncing, he's rubbing. And notice how the label is down. So that just helps it go secure the chalk inside of it.
Correct. Yeah. The label side, again, she said label side down. These have a little bit of a tooth on one side, and so which is the back side. So when you use that powder, it's going to hit right in there, just right, when it gets that tooth.
Okay.
There we go. So what this is going to give us is some great marking lines to work with, and it's going to really help whenever we want to throw in a different design. Now, sometimes you can use a little bit of mist or best press to hold the powder down, and I walked away to see if I could grab mine, and I don't think I have it. So I'm just gonna, we'll be okay. This isn't that big, so we'll be fine. But I do want to blow off this excess powder, so I'm gonna cover my mic real quick. That way it's not bouncing everywhere while we're working.
Yeah, normally when you put this down, like he was saying, you can just put some mist or some best press.
Yeah, just some water mist or some best press is fine.
Yeah.
But in your book that you get in the mini kit, there's a ton of different design ideas that you can work from. Now the thing about this is we are blocking out this center section because I don't want to stitch over into these blocks. So when you're looking at your design and you're kind of figuring out, which one do I want to put, try to find something that has a little bit more movement in it. It's not going to have a solid just a click, because what I mean by just a click, that was kind of out of nowhere.
I'll give you a spritz.
Oh, thanks.
There you go.
Thank you. Would be like this heart one, for instance, where you've got the hearts and then kind of that main design in the center. Well, since that's broken out, you're really only going to have little S's, so that's not going to work too well visually on the quilt. So you're going to find something that has a lot of design work on the outside. Oh, this one's cute. Let's do this one.
Okay.
I didn't even see that one earlier. I like that one. All right, we're on the far back page here, so we're going to figure out a starting point for this. And I'm also using my Ultimate Marking Pencil to mark out how I want to do it. I'm going to have to modify the design just a little bit. But if I look at this, oh, this is a good one. I didn't even plan on this. All right. we could kind of map out our square right here. So we can mask out that section per se. And then we're just going to figure out exactly how we get to the next section. So we have a little bit of a heart here. I guess we have a heart. Why do I always say a little bit of a heart? I have a heart here. So a heart. And then we're going to give ourselves a little bit of a travel line. So a little continuous curve there. And then we're going to motion out into a fuller point right there.
Love it.
To fill that out.
Yeah.
So we've talked about this before, but I also want you to see it again. Whenever you're coming out or into a design, try to continue on if you can with the path of least resistance. So we're coming into this point right here. We're going to travel up the right side to continue and then come down the left, and it's going to close off that point really nice. If you go up the left to begin with and that right doesn't come back and hit that point exactly, it's going to throw off that look for you. But if you follow into it, that easy crisscross, you're not having to worry about points matching up, which is fun. And that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
So then we would start there. We're going to come around, do that. We'll give ourselves that arc. Path of least resistance means we're going to come down. Give ourselves a heart, arc, and over. Here we go. And this is where I start to speed up because you're getting the idea. Oh, wrong way. And then there, and there.
So before you start quilting, it has a question. Sue has a sit-down machine and doing a Baptist fan. Should she stitch in the ditch around the square before she starts stitching the Baptist fan?
It depends. Is the Baptist fan going through the square or is it going around the square?
She'll let us know in a minute.
Okay.
And then Aunt Pam's sponge, Randy, yes, we love taking the chalk off with that.
Oh gosh, yes. That's a must. All right.
All right, we'll let you knock that out, and then we'll do more questions after you're done.
All right, so we're doing a couple of tie-offs. I'm going to bounce back to 12 stitches per inch because I want to see a little bit more of an open stitch instead of a tight one. And we are going to go for it. I'm coming off to the right. Right, yeah, okay. We're looking okay camera angle wise?
Okay.
Okay, cool. Alright, I'm going to pause quickly to move my threads. You know, I have to say, that almost looks computerized besides that side. I'm proud of myself.
It looks good.
No, that was fun. And you can see how quick it can really go when you just kind of manipulate that design. So we had that one from the book that had a lot more to do with the inside of the block. But we looked at the design and figured out how we could break it apart to achieve the goal that we had in mind.
Okay, before we jump on to the next one, they would just like to see what's in the mini kit again.
Oh, sure.
You just want to show that really quick.
So you get the Designs with Lines mini kit book, which is going to have quite a few designs, both using the Basic 8 and the 1-inch line stencil.
Really good for a sit-down machine, too. It has a lot of instructions on that one for the sit-down.
And then you get the 1-inch line stencil, the 1-inch increments, but it's about a 9-inch, little over a 9-inch size. And then you get one of our favorites, if not our favorite, the Basic 8.
Yeah, so that all comes in the mini kit and it's on our website. Really good price. And then she said that she's going to be doing an all-over Baptist fan. So does she still need to do stitch in the ditch around the squares if she's doing it all over?
If you're doing an all-over Baptist fan, no. It's going to throw it. I wouldn't do stitch in the ditch over the squares. It's going to throw off the look on the back.
Gotcha. And Joanne, the paintbrush this fabric right here is actually a fabric that we sell. She was asking, did that come from Grandma's stash? And it's actually one of them that we sell.
You know, Grandma's got a stash.
She
But
does have a stash.
in this case, no. This one's called Stroke of Genius. It's 118-inch wide fabric that we sell, and I think Grandma took like
She did.
4 inches off of the.
Yeah.
They bought like a quarter yard, or
yeah,
we got her a
exactly.
quarter yard. But yeah, Stroke of Genius is that one, and it comes in quite a few
It
colors.
just shows you how you can get a yard or wide back and use it for all kinds of stuff.
Oh, no question.
Yeah, because we have that's what all of this was wide back that we just cut up and put into a quilt.
Definitely. All right, I'm going to do a little bit more. Actually, I'm going to wait. Can I do ribbon candy around this?
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you have a plan on?
No, I don't have a plan.
You don't have a plan on that one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me stitch in the ditch around this real quick. I told you we kind of going around. We're just going by it today.
Is there a reason that you go right to left instead of left to right at the beginning? And you just want to go over that continuous flow motion again? Why you went that way?
Oh, for the heart?
Yeah, and it's because you needed to be able to do a continuous motion.
Correct, yeah. So just basically using, again, that path of least resistance. I've got spare fabric to show. Yeah. So whenever you are quilting, the best case that I have found, and my way is not the only way, but the best case that I have found is going into, whenever you're drawing a line and going in, if we're headed off to the right here to make our shape, we're going to come back down, and that's going to close that point off a whole lot easier than opposed to us going here and then jolting the machine back the other direction and hoping we can get back to that point and keeping the flow and then jolting it back. So if you're just kind of flowing naturally with the machine and with your design, it's going to close off those points a whole lot easier.
Perfect. Alrighty.
All
So
right.
stitch in the ditch again around the paintbrush and then ribbon candy.
And some
Sounds
quick
fun.
ribbon candy. Some quick ribbon candy, since we're already here. And then I bumped it back up to that 14 stitches per inch. Turning, got my grip dots facing down. So while I'm doing this, I think it's like kind of a blurb about the shop hop again. One thing that I found really cool about the shop hop is even if you don't go on it, per se, I gotta roll up the quilt a little bit. Even if you don't go on it, that the magazine alone, just to find out what's in your area, is so cool. Like I found out about quilt stores in the area that I didn't even know were here.
Yeah, and it has such good directions and regions, and like,
it's not because I don't pay attention. It's just I don't.
On the shop
I don't go out.
hours, it's just everything right there.
Yeah,
it's a faster than Google search.
Yeah, it's like just a little like guide to find out all the local little shops around you.
Yeah.
And to go and support them. Like all the ones that I found, I want to go to see and get fabric at or something. Did you notice how many of them were like mom and son or mom and daughter stores?
Yeah,
I thought that was really cool.
Lots of family stores for sure. And generational.
Ah, multi-generational.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was fun. All right. I'm going to squeeze in front of the camera. Sorry, guys.
So when Corey's doing computerized quilting, he's actually using the Autopilot Mach 3 by Innova. This is all just freehand right now, so he's just doing freehand quilting tonight.
Yeah, I find that the blend of the two is a lot of fun. when you blend together free motion and computerized. I think there's a lot of great things that can be done free motion that sometimes might take a little bit longer to do on a computer, just when it comes to mapping it out and stuff like that. So I think having both sets of skills is really kind of fundamental.
All right, so ribbon candy.
All right, so since we have a curve in this, I want to look at the ribbon candy kind of as looking at this design as it having a border and then a corner to turn. So I want to break apart the section where I'm going to have to begin to make that turn. So using that same powder line, so I haven't got rid of the powder yet, that same powder line, I'm thinking about having these angles right here of the 4 corners that begin to turn to make my corner.
Cool.
So do I want to have a cornerstone built in there, or do I want to kind of extend the ribbon candy to go? But I think having that area of when you start to make that turn is really important. So it's hard to see on camera, but I'm going to make a white
What do you
line
guys
right
think?
here.
Should you do like a cornerstone design or just do an angle of the ribbon candy? We're going to let them decide.
Really, Mom? We all know what they're going to pick.
But while we're waiting on them to pick, we had a question. Are you using a ruler foot, or doesn't? Because she said doesn't think you have a ruler foot on.
Since I'm doing really, really quick stuff, this is a standard foot that comes with the Innova. Since I'm doing really, really quick stuff, not a ton of stuff with my ruler, that's not a standard ruler foot. But you definitely want to have a full
Yeah,
top
so
tip,
so
top
generally
ruler
you
foot.
would put the ruler foot on when you're using a lot of templates. He wasn't doing a lot of templates tonight, so, but yes, you would want to use the ruler foot. Oh, Lori says angle the ribbon candy. So
Lori,
does Landa.
I'm going with what you say. Thank
Yeah,
you.
they all say that, so good.
All right.
All right, let's go for it.
I'm going to start in the center here, back at 12 stitches per inch on this one. I don't want to start in a corner just so it's just easier for me personally. All right, and we are going to just go for it. So we're getting close to the corner here, so I'm going to begin to start to the angle. And then we go back down. I didn't make any markings, so I'm getting close on this. It's going to be my random ribbon candy. I didn't make any markings, pause this, on this fabric because this stroke of Genius is kind of so random. If I would have stayed very locked in to an actual angle, it might have thrown off the fabric behind it. The quilting on top would have kind of gone against the fabric behind it since this is an angular piece. So I'm kind of naturally, as I'm going down, kind of finding a line that's already in the fabric and following that. And again, this is random ribbon candy. Tighter in sections, opener, more open than others. All right, so we got one more here in the corner, and then we start to make our corner. That one was fun. right, so we're starting to get back to where we need to meet back up again, so we have to begin to prepare to get that meeting point. So we've got this one, and down, and cross over where you started a little bit, and there we go.
Looks good.
So we can tie off.
I must say, you did a good job doing it one-handed.
I tell you, it gets interesting every time I do it. It stresses me out with the camera on top of me and then me doing it one-handed.
You did great.
I think it turned out okay.
It did.
I think it turned out good.
All right, what's our next little thing we were going to show?
All right, the next and probably last objective for the evening is going to be what to do in this navy section here.
Okay.
Because these blocks, you've already seen me do stitch in the ditch tonight. You don't need to see it again.
Yeah.
But these blocks will end up just being stitched in the ditch around. And then in this Stroke of Genius section will be ribbon candy to match the other ribbon candy that's already here. So we have kind of covered that already. But when you look at this, you've got these nice beautiful blocks that are already be ditched, but you have this wide open area of navy. And you think, what am I going to do? Whatever will I do is the question. So in the very back, you've got tiny little border pieces to work from. And you could turn it into kind of an arcing situation. You could create a little bit of a pumpkin seed effect if you want. There are other kind of straight line options that you've got as well. But we're going to be using the 1-inch line stencil to create our masterpiece. So, Mom, what was your final decision since this is yours? What do you want it to look like? Do you want, I know you had mentioned crosshatch, you mentioned some kind of checkered board design, you mentioned loop-de-loops. Oh, wait, sorry, I overrule you. I figured out what I wanted to do, I remember. Or are you okay with it before I overrule you? Because at the end of the day, you brought me into this world, you can take me out. So technically, you overrule me.
You just do what you want to do.
Okay, so I was thinking, I know it's going to be a little large, but I was thinking to tie in the heart theme. Since you have hearts here in the center,
that's what I was
it's kind of like,
suggest.
why did we put hearts here?
Yeah.
Let's do the S and backward S heart that's on the outside of the book to bring it together here. It's a very quick, easy sashing, but it ties it all together with why you had hearts in the center to begin with.
Yeah, that sounds good. Do you need to rotate the...
Yes, I do. I was getting there, madam. Thank you. All right, so you have your stencil. So I'm going to line up one of my straight lines with the edge of my fabric. I'll grab my Pounce powder. I've got the stencil on, label side down. Label side down. And I'm going to brush this on, pick up my stencil, find one of the last powdered lines and match it up with one of the lines on the stencil again so we can shift it. But that's going to keep our proper spacing. Going to give another hit to our Pounce powder and pick it up and shift one last time. And just one little piece there. There we go.
All right.
Looks like a jail cell. All right. I'm going to cover my mic real quick. Get rid of that excess powder. And then got a little mist here that I can spritz on. Doesn't affect the fabric or the powder or anything. It just keeps it to set still a little bit. I'm going to grab my marking pencil because I want to determine what size hearts I want to make for this piece. I'm thinking my S should be every 2 inches.
Okay.
So if we look at our design kind of comes down a couple of notches here, and then it's going to come up, and then we're going through with that S. So you're kind of creating that S section in between those two lines. So starting here, we start right about at this section here. You good? Okay. So these are the two lines we're going to stay in between. So we're going to come up and curve it down and come back up again. Kind of that hook.
Oh, okay. I was trying to
area.
get the S where I was like, that's a heart. But I see what you mean by
Well,
S.
it starts off
Yeah,
as an
you're
S.
right.
It's a
No,
repeat.
it's a repeat.
It's a
backwards,
backwards
S.
repeat, yeah. So you've got that idea there. Now what I would probably focus on is when you bring this curve over, try to hit that powder line and then come back to create that, because we're going to actually come and try to touch that to create the heart.
Gotcha.
So we've gotten this way and back, and then we're going to do...
That way you can use those lines as the guide the whole time.
Right. And then we're going to come this way, try to touch that, and back.
Perfect.
Like that. So then they've got a half a heart and then a full heart. So then we're going to give ourselves a full heart again here, using those
how
two
we can
lines.
Just mark it all, right? And it just helps keep you going.
Oh, 100%.
So you don't get lost, because I would be lost if without the lines.
Oh, without the lines and without the marking? I don't know where I'd be. It just helps give you that idea of where you're going.
Exactly.
So then you just create this.
And this all comes off, especially the ultimate marking pencil.
Oh,
and the
this just
ultimate
irons off.
It irons right off.
So that's a really great tip. Thank you for bringing that up, or a great thing to bring up. I'm using white Pounce powder tonight because I'm using the ultimate marking pencil. Both the white powder and the ultimate marking pencil iron off. So I don't have to worry about trying to find different methods to do different things. This is one quick, and it's done. Do you like that sound effect?
I do.
It's going to be a TikTok sound.
So Lori and Randy, we'll talk to you about the height of the machine after he's done quilting. That way we can show you, give you an idea. Kind of like where to kind of stand or how high your machine should be, so you don't hurt your back and bend over while you're quilting.
Oh, yeah,
Like the table height.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a good thing to show. Can we see that? Oh, yeah, I guess we can. So I'm here close to the edge, and I don't have two full lengths of that inch to do. So what I'm going to do is just give myself a little bit left of that heart to squeeze it in.
I was trying to get closer, but I'm holding the computer at the same time. There we go.
Fine. So I did a little less of that normal size heart. Now, what I could do, since I am kind of pre-drawing this, is I could ease out a little bit the size that I make so it flows in naturally to kind of make the heart smaller as it gets down. It's completely up to you, whatever you want to do.
Yep.
There's no really right or wrong way to do it.
Okay, let's see the whole process now.
With one hand.
With one hand. You got this.
I got this. That's what you always tell me. I got this. All right, so we're going to tie off real quick. Since we are starting this off at the edge, I'm going to start in the ditch for my tie off. We are at 12 stitches per inch to keep consistency. And we are just going to go for it.
Perfect.
So you can see that sometimes my hearts touch and sometimes they don't. It doesn't matter. It's a design choice, and that's okay. I like the kind of the flow of it, how it moves around. They don't have to hit perfectly every single time. Don't stress yourselves out trying to hit those perfectly every single time.
All right. Awesome.
So
we'll move that away, kind of bring down the handles, and we can get an idea of like where your height should be. Like standing, I can do it.
Sure. You want to stand here? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, just to kind of give. They were asking a question on kind of how tall your height, how you stand, so you don't have to bend over so much.
Oh, got
quilting.
it. Yeah, got it. Okay, give me just a second. Let me make some adjustments here, so you can have that. Hello. I should probably loosen that handle next time I decide to do that instead of just making it work.
Now we had a question. Do you or anybody else ever watch and have to clean up the Pounce powder? I think it evaporates, right? And then eventually it's dust everywhere.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Love the Pounce powder. It's just part of it. It's organic. All right.
So I think the question they were asking is like where your table height should be, and I think the best way to do that is kind of where your arms are, right? So yeah, so you kind of want to have be kind of like this holding the machine. So whatever table or machine you have, when you're holding it, you want to be level, like angle, right?
Yeah. So like right now I have the handles pretty high because I am taller.
He's taller.
Yeah. So if your handles can adjust height-wise, these would have to come down for Diana. Or if they can't, the table would have to come down. You want a nice...
You want to keep that angle right there.
90-degree angle there. It's going to really help alleviate stress in your shoulders.
And then you won't have to bend over as much.
And you don't have to bend over.
See how I can pretty much see with my hands in the right spot just fine.
Now, that also brings up another topic when it comes for posture. When you are doing free motion quilting, great job, Mom. I'm going to give you a certificate.
Like a certificate, a demo certificate?
When you're doing free motion quilting and you're at the front of the machine, you want to keep things as close to you as possible. Without, kind of going out of your block size. But like right now, this is a little bit of an extension. So if Mom was over here and she was trying to reach but yet keep her back straight.
That would be hard.
You can't see. So this block would need to be closer to her and she would have to complete it probably half at a time. Just to give her plenty of good posture.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really what it comes down to.
Perfect.
Beautiful way of it.
All right, did you want to see if there's any other questions?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
I can, real quick.
And while we're doing that...
Mom, I lost my mom. Is there a pager, like at the mall?
Pager. Mom.
Oh, there she is. I lost where she was. I didn't know where she disappeared.
It's just there's so much.
She went up to hang out with the glides. There she is.
I did. Yay.
She loves the mini glides.
I mean,
and the glides love her.
That's cool. I could
What's
blend
your
in
favorite
like right
glide color?
here.
While I'm walking back up there, what's your favorite glide color?
What? Do I have to choose?
Yeah, you have to choose one.
Okay, you ready?
I can pick one in 5 seconds, but what's
can?
your favorite? Yeah.
All of them.
Madam, that does not count.
Well, at the beginning they were talking about like, I wish I had all those stands. I do too, right? But all of the colors.
Okay, but if you had to pick one, which one
my
would
favorite
be your
neutral, it's going to
favorite?
probably be bone, because I still love bone, how it sets into so many quilts.
Yeah.
If I was to kind of go with like I'm drawn to the teals and the blues and the purples.
Okay, so pick one.
Decisions. I can't make them. I don't think I can make the decisions.
Okay, I'll let you say that.
What would be one you pick?
Mango smoothie. That's my favorite.
Really?
Mango smoothie is my absolute favorite color. Oh. Not for like it's great for usage because it works on good fabrics, but I just love this shade.
That's
of
funny
color.
that
506,
you knew exactly which one.
Well, when you put them all up, you
That's
know exactly which one it is. My favorite neutral is First Kiss.
Yeah, that's
it used
really
to be
good.
Bone. I love Bone, and I still love Bone.
First Kiss is nice.
It's up there. But First Kiss is a little bit of a darker version of Bone.
Kind of, yeah.
It has a little bit more blush to it,
Yeah.
and it just works for those darker fabrics.
I can't choose. So
pick one.
I just did.
Quickly.
All of them.
Okay, so look that way and
I
then
like
turn
this
around.
one.
And that is not teal.
I know.
Madam.
I like all of
Lagoon,
them.
that's what you get.
There we go.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us tonight, taking a look at how we put together that shop hop runner.
Yeah.
Using some of those blocks. We hope to see you on the shop hop.
Yep, definitely if you're in the area, if you're driving through the area, even if you're in another state and you're coming through Texas, stop by and say hi.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, thank you all again, and we'll see you next time.